Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. Maybe not, we'll figure it out. So I am going to be making some dice today. I'm very excited. I've already got my resin mixed, which is why I have my protective gear on already. This is new. It's Envirotex Light. I haven't used it. I bought a lot, like not a lot, but I bought, a girl was getting rid of her stuff, and that came with it, unopened, never used. So we'll see. I've never used it. Maybe it'll be beautiful. Maybe it'll be so perfect, and I'll just love it. We'll find out. So I've got it mixed up. Gonna use Pearl X Misty Lavender, and then Pearl X Interference Gold. I know these are dirty. These were in the lot I got. Everything was dirty. I mean, look at this. It's covered. It's just caked. Hopefully the girl was wearing gloves. I will say that. Hopefully she's wearing gloves. I'm going to add glow in the dark to the silver. I'm going to do a dirty pour. So let's go. Get you guys. Oh, I didn't even turn on my light. Ah, there's light. There's light. So maybe I'll see these better. The Pearl X are so beautiful. I absolutely love them. I'm trying to not be too loud. All right, so let's get you down here. Got my table level. I got everything cleaned off.
Alright guys, right here is where I'm going to wipe all my molds clean using some baby wipes. I usually use paper towels with some rubbing alcohol on them. I do like the baby wipes. They're very efficient. They do take a little bit longer to dry than using the alcohol. I'm just trying to show you the beautiful mica powders. I am doing this in, it's sped up. So I've got it at, I think, 2 times the speed. I don't remember. Sorry. I'm adding my glow-in-the-dark pigment. And then definitely, of course, you got to make sure you stir it very well. I'm doing the smaller little batches just because I don't want to end up having mistakes. It's a little easier to control my pores with the smaller little pointy cups. I don't know what you call them. Little pointy mixy cups. I like little points because I can better direct where my resin is going and the speed at which it's going. And as you can see, I'm making sure to mix really, really, really well. Scraping the bottom, scraping the sides, making sure everything is mixed in thoroughly so that I don't have excess mica that drops down to the bottom of my dice. I do extra mixing just because I do want to make sure again that I'm going to get it mixed thoroughly. Now we're going to get our dice poured. It's a dirty pour. So I'm pouring them both at the same time. Again, this is sped up. I think this is at 2 or 3 times the speed. And I just kind of go around almost in circles, back and forth, back and forth. As it's being poured in, so they are pouring in more like as one versus 2 separate streams pouring in. And again, I'm going to make my next batch of micas to pour, or resin to pour, sorry. I just kind of remembered exactly how many scoops of mica and how many drops of the glow in the dark I did. And as you can see, the little white is going right onto that purple. Which does cause a really beautiful effect in the smaller dice. Of course, it's still beautiful in the bigger dice, but I do like how it ends up in the smaller dice because there's less flowing. I did have a little bit too much resin, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull over some other dice molds that I have. Go and get those filled up. I don't want to waste any resin. You can really see there how I had the white and the purple kind of touching, almost pouring the white over the purple as it was going, or pouring the purple over the white. Of course, scraping my bowls clean. I'm going to put any excess. All right, go pop all those bubbles. Get all those bubbles popped that you can. All right, now putting the lids on. I do love to use this little metal tool. Kind of reminds me of almost like a long flat spatula. Now wherever the hole is, or the little notch for the cap to go in, I make sure that's what is going in last. So I put the farthest away corners that I can. And then I just kind of go right around the edges, kind of coaxing the little lid to go into the little mold. Kind of hard to see, I do apologize. Then I'm going to give the edges just a little wiggle. It kind of looks like I'm squeezing it. It's more of a wiggle. I don't want to squeeze anything. I want to kind of wiggle it into place just to make sure that the cap to the mold is on there straight. Don't want a crooked number there. You are going to have excess, of course. And I've got this all sped up. I'm in the excess. I like to have that little, kind of looks like a ball coming out of the little hole. The resin does, of course, shrink when it cures. So most of those little balls do get kind of sucked down into the mold. So you have that little excess just to kind of be a little, I don't know how to say it, like a security blanket. So hopefully you don't end up with a void. And of course I have this sped up. I think I have this sped up at 8 speed. I don't remember. No, I think it's 4 speed. I'm sorry. I think it's 4 speed, 4 times the speed. Hi guys. So I am going to show you what I do to prevent bubbles. Not really prevent, there's going to be bubbles with this kind of mold anyway. So I'm going to show you what I do to disguise them. I've already done these and I thought, oh, I better go ahead and record this. So I've already gotten the excess from around and any of the top. I need to get me little, oh, my neighbor's dogs are barking. The little nail clipper things that you get, you know. So if you look, there's a couple little bubbles and I want to get rid of those. So I take my little drill tool and hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I find the bubble and it's gonna have a tiny bit of resin on top and I really just break that little resin seal just enough that I'm exposing that bubble. Now this one kind of has a lot of bubbles. I had a lot of trouble with this lid when I was getting it on. I had so much trouble with it. So I'm breaking those little bubbles. I am just shaving off that little top layer film. That looks pretty. Oh, there's one. I missed. There was two right next to each other and I totally missed one. Okay, and you're not taking the sides off. You don't want to release this seal on the sides. So then I'm going to put them down with each other. Go ahead and open this one a bit closer for you. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love these. I think they're so beautiful. So excited. And the white, I have the glow in the dark. See this bubble right here? It does not have a seal, but I am going to kind of go around the edges. There's one right here. They're just really tiny, and I'm just, this one right here. It's okay if it's in the numbers too, because you're going to put the lid right back on. You don't want anything that's going to hinder that. So I see a couple bubbles right here that are just barely under the surface, and I am drilling down into them. Not far, just enough that I'm going to get some clear resin down in there. This one's not wanting to let go. Hold on, let me go to angle. Get this little, sometimes I go around it in a circle. This one is a little bit bigger than it looked. Now, if I was doing anything with sandpaper, I would be wearing my respirator. These are bigger chunks. And I do apologize. I recorded the next step and it did not record. I'm sorry. So once I drill all these holes, I do make a tiny bit of resin, just the tiniest amount of resin. And then I use a sewing pen, sewing needle, and I put a little bit of resin on top of my dice where I've done the little drilling in any top holes. And then I use my needle to just coax the air out, and I put the caps right back on, and I leave them for another 24 hours. And that's really all I do to cover in those holes. Good camouflage. Alrighty. So there's that, and then I will come back with I'll just use a tiny, tiny bit. I'll find a different, I think I have a cup with a 2.5 milliliter because I don't want to use very much. I gotta find where that cup is. I don't know where it is. I'll figure it out. Well, anyway, all right, so see you for the clear coat. So I do apologize that I did not get that recorded. Like I said, I did do it on video. It did not record. I hit record, lost the memory on my phone. I'm sorry. But here's me opening up the 6-sided dice. It did have 3 or 4 holes on it. This was one that had the most holes, and you can't see any of them. And then next up, we are going to try out the glow in the dark. Oh my God, they're glowing in the dark!
Pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that is too cool.
Becky's very worried right now.
Oh my gosh, these are super cool.
Oh, Buffy!
I
help.
love it.